Greetings and welcome back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus for us, at least a month, maybe a
Yeah,
little more.
4 or 5 weeks, yes.
But this is You Are the Miracle podcast, and I am Cheyenne Kramer, and this is my better half.
Donald Kramer. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day.
Absolutely. And boy, I don't know about you, but it seems like since the calendar flipped to 2024, I feel like we've just been shot out of a cannon. It's like things are moving fast. Are you
Yeah.
feeling it?
It's been 4 weeks, so I guess it was 5 weeks since we made the last.
It
Maybe
has.
6 weeks.
It has. But there's been a lot of activity
Right.
going on too. And it's not like we've been sitting around,
Twiddling
twiddling
our
our thumbs.
How do
No,
you do that?
definitely not doing any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We're actually in St. Petersburg, Florida area right now, and we are very grateful for that, even though it hasn't been quite as warm as we
No,
would
it's
expect it to
actually
be.
temperature in Florida has been on the cooler side,
Yeah, but
very cooler side.
most of our friends would tell us, they'll cry some real
Right.
tears for us about now, right?
Yes. Well,
There's a lot of people in much colder places.
yeah, like tomorrow is only supposed to be in the upper 50s, but that's better than the upper 20s.
You got that right, without a doubt. So anyhow, I think where we want to go tonight is to just kind of put it out here, because there's been so many things that have been coming at us that this really needs to be a year of focusing more on our younger generations. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
There's too many things that are going on that are just have been affecting our younger folks in some really negative ways. It was brought to our attention, how many places that there is, suicides that are just going off the charts with some of our younger folks. It's continuing to climb with our military folks. All of that kind of stuff is just absolutely horrifying when you stop to think about it. So it was kind of interesting. I was on an event yesterday, and we were talking about 2024 perhaps maybe needs to be the year of lifting up our youth.
Yes.
And a gentleman who was on the conference, Mr. Timothy Dean Smith, shout out to him. He said, well, maybe it needs to be the year of listening up our youth. And I thought that was a really good point to make, because that is so huge. One of the biggest things that we've heard talked about over and over again recently is that so many of our young people, they're feeling so disconnected from people. And I truly believe that the internet and social media has added to that in a number of ways. But goodness, we've had a lot of conversations, even with our young friend Trevor, and he has said things like that, right?
Yep.
He talks about the disconnectedness so many young people are feeling.
One thing I've experienced when I was younger and doing a job or something, someone more experienced is basically, I have an idea. Let's try it this way. No, shut up. I know what I'm doing, which is so wrong. I've always believed that no matter how little experience or what's your age, you probably have an idea that nobody's thought of. And I listen because you can learn from anybody.
Absolutely.
No matter how old you are, how young you are.
That is a fact. Hi, Teresa. So happy to have you with us tonight. So yeah, it is absolutely the truth. We were talking a lot yesterday in the conference we were doing about how so many problems need to be handled closer to the problems. People who are closer to the problems know more about what's needed to help solve them. And that's a biggie. So if we've got challenges that are going on with our younger generations, then by the goodness, we need to be asking them for some ideas and listening to them and being able to help them feel the connection of being heard. Because I know when I was working with a group of young people in a Wake County high school in North Carolina a number of years ago, some of the young people had ideas for creating nonprofits. One of them wanted to create a new type of nonprofit to help Hispanic women who were victims of domestic violence. Another group of teenagers wanted to create a new group home for boys. They were both putting together ideas based out of their personal experiences. Right. And that's huge. How come we're not asking some of our younger people a little bit more about what their ideas are for solving some of the challenges that we're dealing with depression and suicide and so many other negative things out there? We've got to bring more people together around this concept. Whew.
Yes, it's time for our generation to start using their ears and mouth, fortunately. That's why God, our Creator, gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth.
That's a fact.
And like I said earlier, you can learn from anybody, no matter male, female, color, skin, or age, or anything like that. You just may learn some if you use your 2 ears more than your mouth.
Absolutely the truth. So, one of the things that we're working on for this year, we've got a group of people who are coming together. We're going to be doing more virtual events like we did yesterday. We're going to be addressing more of the idea of how do we prevent suicides from happening? How do we help people feel that value that the Creator gave to each one of us? Because we all have value. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have value to bring to the planet. So that's a big piece. We'll probably be in Raleigh in September doing a live event about suicide prevention and really trying to bring together, especially some of our younger generations, to get them involved in that conversation, as well as more of the virtual conversations. And then on the way down here to Florida, a month or so ago, you had kind of an idea that popped into your head. You care to say anything about that?
Yes, and I think it's time for it. Okay, we're having a flasher.
Okay, back to your idea.
I feel it's time to start a different type of church that's run by everybody that attends the church. Mm-hmm. No matter what your age, you probably have good ideas. I know there's a lot of young people out here. They've been turned off by church, and I know why. I know,
lots of reasons.
I know a church in Raleigh where, well, I'm not saying what church. Just hit me again, on the floor. A lot of preachers are so self-centered, and we got to do our church this way and this way only. And they don't want to listen.
You're talking about a bottom-up approach, right?
Right. Yes, I think everybody should have a say in a church.
I think so.
It's something different. I know a lot of ministers out there would like to shoot me because I would take the power from them and let the people of the church have the power.
You've got a good heart, though, so I don't think anybody wants to shoot you. But at the same time,
when you take someone's power away, they don't like it very much. And so it's not that I'm being mean to anybody. In fact, I want it to be more peaceful.
Yes.
And
peace in our communities.
I love to listen to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because they have ideas you don't know.
That's a fact. And that's what we're all about. That's why we've been on the road for almost 5 years now. We're out here to build new communities, to bring people together, and to get more of that bottom up kind of solution happening. And, I think it's time, we've talked about creating something that's just totally off the wall. And we even came up with an idea for a name. We were calling it the Creation Congregation. Because here's one of the simple facts. The human brain is happiest when it's in creation mode. And, too many of our young people are just sitting here staring at the screen all day, and they're not out here creating different things. One of the things that we happen to believe is if we were made in the image and likeness of a creator, then we were designed to create. And one of the things that is an awesome thing to create is simple, honest, ethical business. we've got a lot of young people. We did a program a year and a half ago in Raleigh where we had young entrepreneurs who were bringing their creations to the table. They did their own business expo. They made their own stuff and they made money and they took it home. And, you know, that is a form of creation. And especially some of those kids, my God, the art they were producing was just amazing. And
it's not the
it
first
had
time
value.
we did that.
No,
We've done that many times.
we have now. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
It's just unique because I believe the students in our camp last time we had different types of talent.
They did.
You know, in the past we've had people with talent like cooking and sports, something like that.
Yep.
And not as much in the art.
This group was artistic, very artistic. They were into music, they were into art, and they were awesome creators. And so that's what we really want to see more of, starting to pull together is, you know, how can we bring young people together, get them into that creation mode, help them to understand that they were made by a creator. They were designed to create, and they can create things that help other people, because that's the other thing. Business can be about creating positive social impact. It doesn't have to be just a profit-driven activity. Yes, it's nice if something makes some profit that you can be able to use, but you know, we've always taken the money that we've made in our business activities and invested that back into the community. Isn't that a good thing to do with business?
Actually, I think if all businesses stop and think about what we're saying, they could actually help their business grow by bringing on 1 or 2 people and teach them the business.
It's true.
And
it's true.
Help a nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
Work for nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
They know people that you don't know that may need your business.
That is true. Hey, Philip, glad to see you here tonight. Awesome, awesome. Woo. Well, it's going to be an interesting year. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, we're looking for, in fact, we've launched a We Care mentoring program as well. And we're actually starting to bring young people in to work with some of our We Care members who are starting to mentor young people in different forms of business. This is one of the things that, from my perspective, the small business community could do so much more to help mentor some of our young people. Because I can tell you, and I said this on the conference I was on yesterday, our prisons are full of far too many young people who, while they were in high school, they wanted to be learning how to run their own business. But because that wasn't part of the curriculum, they got angry, they dropped out, they go to the streets, they've learned entrepreneurship from the wrong people. Right. And that is something that needs to stop as well.
We've actually seen it.
Oh, yeah.
When we were doing the camp for the kids in Raleigh
a
couple years ago.
Yeah.
And you also taught part-time
in the prison.
Well, at the high school.
And yeah, but in the prison too.
Well, will you let me finish?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. When you were at the high school, you had what? The basketball coaches, entrepreneur.
Yeah, trying to teach entrepreneurship.
And the kids did well, especially at the end of testing.
They did.
What the principal call you, tell them what you do to these kids, what we do, because they did so good on the end of year testing.
Yeah.
And you explain to them and ask them if they're ready to put something like this in school. But we don't have the money for this. So
it's craziness. It's craziness. Well, my point was that the gentleman in the prison told me that if I had been in his high school teaching him what I was teaching him then, he probably wouldn't have been sitting in that prison.
Well, the problem is the school systems got their priorities messed up. I'll be honest with you. They're trying to push kids to go to college. And I was looking at the graduation rates of the colleges online. And even though they were kind of pumped up, they were terrible.
They haven't been good for quite a long time.
There's some schools in the Raleigh area, colleges, that graduation rate's 19%. 19%.
Woo, that's worse than it used to be.
And some were higher, but a lot of them were not very high.
Yeah.
To me, I give them failing grades. If you don't
That's
get at
true.
least, well, when I was in school, if you didn't get an 80, you failed.
Mm-hmm.
You can go 70, and a lot of them are still failing. And I don't think that's good, 70% graduation rate.
No, it's not. It's not. But our point is, folks, there's so many ways that we can get engaged in our community right now. And let us know. Reach out to us. If you're watching us, right now this is streaming LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you let us know, if you want to be engaged, if you want to help in some way, whether it's some of our suicide prevention events, whether it's helping to mentor a young person, if you want to help us out with a live event in Raleigh, if you know somewhere else there should be a live event and you're willing to help spearhead a project like that, let's make this the year of listening up to our youth and lifting them up in the process, because we've got too many young people that we're losing right now. And it's one of those problems that doesn't know anything about race, religion, gender, none of that stuff.
Yep.
This is happening across the board. And I'm sorry, but I can't just sit back and do nothing about it. And I know you can't either.
In fact, if there's anybody listening to this, need to talk to somebody, give me a call.
Absolutely.
You can put my phone number up if you want to.
Yeah. Well, and actually, I think it will work better to go to the 3 different pages and put something up there. So yes, we're here. We're all about the kids at this point in time, and there's so much work to be done, but we're all about doing it, and we're all about building the teams. And teams are what we need right now, because as we say over and over on this podcast, there's still too many people sitting in the bleachers. And especially, oh my goodness, how many people in the Christian faith are sitting in the bleachers waiting for Jesus to come back, when in fact he said, follow me. Figure out what Jesus would do and get up and do something.
Are you saying get off your ass and do something?
I don't think he would have said it quite that way,
I don't know.
That's being pretty direct about it. There's no doubt.
May have.
No doubt. Absolutely.
May fool you.
So anyway, leave us comments here. Reach out to us. Share this video around. Let other people know. We've got to bring more people together. It is time. And if it's not us, who? If not now, then when? Let's be about coming together and helping to lift up our youth this year. You have any final thoughts, dear?
Anybody needs to talk to somebody, I'm here.
Absolutely.
You got to put my phone number.
I'll put it underneath in the comments under each of the places where it's
Please do that.
streaming. All right.
You got control of your computer. I don't.
It's all good. Well, thank you all for being with us here tonight. Thank you for sharing this and commenting and liking and letting us know if there's something we can do to connect with you and help in listening to and lifting up our youth this year. Thank you, Teresa.
Yes,
See, you're
Teresa.
really active out there tonight.
Yeah.
And I know this is one of those things that's near and dear to your heart as well. So thank you. We love you. We appreciate everybody listening tonight. And we'll be here next Sunday night. We're here most every Sunday night, 9 p.m. on You Are the Miracle, because that's the fact. You are the miracle that can create the change we want to see in the world. So let's get together and let's make it happen.
So good night, everyone.
Blessings to
Have
all.
a great rest of the day.
And
Blessings to you.
Bye-bye.